Some of the strangest things you'll ever see exist only here on RareX. Today, we dive into a collection of historical photos so unusual, so unsettling, that they almost feel unreal. Yet every one of them is true. In the 1920s, in a small hospital in Saint-Hyacinthe, Quebec, a nurse gently feeds a patient under the calm and haunting gaze of a large portrait of Jesus. Hospitals were deeply religious at the time, and scenes like this, quiet, intimate, and a little eerie, were completely normal. This next moment captures Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi, sobbing uncontrollably at the funeral of Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser in 1970. Nasser was his idol, his political father. Witnesses say Gaddafi fainted several times during the ceremony, unable to contain his grief. During the Great Depression in 1936, Michigan farmers hung nooses at foreclosure auctions to intimidate outside bidders. Their message was simple: if you bid on our land, you're next. Most outsiders didn't dare raise a hand. In 1934, hundreds of people gathered in Tennessee to lynch a black teenager accused of assault. Tear gas didn't stop them, so the National Guard opened fire, shooting and stabbing dozens. 4 attackers died, and the lynching was stopped. A rare interruption in a brutal era. This glossy vintage photograph shows the Three Stooges dressed as Nazis for their 1940 film You Nazi Spy. It mocked Hitler before America even entered World War II. At the time, satire like this was considered bold, even dangerous. In 1970, a bread delivery truck driver named Arthur Barkley hijacked a Boeing 727 with a gun, razor, and a can of gasoline, all over a $471 tax dispute. He demanded $100 million to sue the U.S. government, only to be found not guilty by insanity. These 3 masked figures are Komuso monks in Japan, photographed in 1935. Their woven basket helmets hid their identities as they played the shakuhachi flute. Their music was meditation, and sometimes a way to spy in troubled times. In 1946, this miner and his pit pony worked deep underground in New Aberdeen. Many ponies lived their entire lives in the dark, never seeing daylight again. A haunting reminder of a forgotten workforce. Here, paratroopers of Easy Company, later known as the Band of Brothers, stand in Sainte-Marie-de-Mont one day after D-Day in 1944. Exhausted, unsure if they'd survive another sunrise, yet captured in a rare moment of stillness. This photo shows Denmark's Prime Minister Anders Fogh Rasmussen covered in red paint during a protest against Denmark's involvement in the Iraq War. A shocking moment meant to symbolize blood on your hands. In the 1970s, Uganda paraded American Sherman tanks from World War II through Kampala. Old machines from a different war rolling through African streets. A strange artifact of Cold War politics. This powerful image shows the USS Pennsylvania leading the fleet into Lingayen Gulf in 1945. It marked the final push toward Japan in the Pacific War. Thousands of lives depended on the decisions made at moments like this. In 1997, members of the Heaven's Gate cult were found dead in identical uniforms and Nike sneakers, believing they would ascend to a spacecraft trailing the Hale-Bopp comet, one of the strangest mass suicides in modern history. This rare photo shows members of the Communist Party of Burma manufacturing ammunition by hand in the 1970s. No factories, no machines, just a jungle workshop fueling a decades-long revolution. On November 30th, 1939, Soviet leaders signed a treaty with a fake Finnish Democratic Republic on the same day they invaded Finland. A staged government created purely for propaganda. Here, on December 11th, 1941, Adolf Hitler declares war on the United States. A single speech that changed the entire direction of World War II and ultimately accelerated Germany's downfall. And finally, this brightly painted aircraft represents the 15,000th P-40 Warhawk, produced in Buffalo, New York. Decorated with all 28 Allied Air Forces insignias, it marked a milestone of industrial power during World War II. If these images shocked you, puzzled you, or made you wonder what else history is hiding, remember, some of the strangest things you'll ever see exist only here on RareX. Follow for the next chapter of hidden history